No sombreros today. No funny stories. Should really worked on that. Oh well, what I do have is a really simple recipe for a really simple pesto. Step 1 is not to pick up the clove of garlic. It's to go over and turn on a dry frying pan. No oil, frying pan. And turn on the heat underneath it, which just works perfectly there. Nothing to see here. Then you get a bag of pine nuts, 50-gram packet, or 50 grams of pine nuts from maybe a larger packet or 2 smaller packets. 50 grams of pine nuts, that's what you need. And you put those in the frying pan. Give it a little wiggle, makes you feel professional, doesn't it? Let those toast. Now, while they're toasting, what you can do is peel a clove of garlic. Throw your clove of garlic into your, is this the mortar? Is this the pestle mortar? I think so. Throw it in and bash it up. Like so. Until you have a nice bashed up clove of garlic. Lovely, lovely. Give your pine nuts another wiggle. Not burning just yet. Excellent. Then you get your grater and some Parmesan cheese or any other hard cheese. Parmesan isn't vegetarian, is it? So if you're vegetarian, you might want to use another type of cheese. Hard cheese, that's what you want. And you're just going to grate about 2 tablespoons worth of Parmesan cheese into your pestle and mortar. So that's about, easier if I took this out, wouldn't it? So yeah, keeping things simple since 1984. Oh well. About 50 grams. You want to end up with like a couple of heaped tablespoons of Parmesan cheese. So if you want to weigh it out first, that's 50 grams. If you just want to kind of keep grating until you have 2 tablespoons, whatever way works for you. Go and check that your nuts aren't burning. And then keep grating, keep grating, keep grating, keep grating. If you don't have a food processor, no, that's the wrong sentence. If you don't have a pestle and mortar, you can use a food processor, probably even a blender. But anytime I do pesto in a not pestle and mortar food processor, I end up with like this green gunk of a slime. So I like making mine in a pestle and mortar. Makes me feel traditional, like some kind of Italian mama. I'm about as authentic an Italian mama as I was with the Mexican sombrero. Oh well. Makes me feel good. There you have sort of like a couple of tablespoons of cheese. Give that just a little stir, just because it needs it, because it makes me feel like I'm doing something. Then give my nuts another wiggle. Nearly there. Starting to get browner. Then you start picking off the leaves of a generous handful of basil. This is what a generous handful is. Okay, it's sort of like oozing out the sides. And you start picking off the leaves into the mortar. Did we decide that? We decided it wasn't a food processor, that's for sure. Pick, 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 pick. If bits of stalk end up in there, it's fine. You just want to sort of get rid of the main bulk of the stalk, because it's the bit that goes brown and discoloured. And we don't want brown discoloured pesto, do we? We want nice green pesto. Not green slime, green pesto. So you're just loosely picking them off. Then you're going back to this, giving it another little wiggle. Back to this, back to picking, pick, pick, pick. There's like a tongue twister to do with picking, isn't there? Was it Polly the penguin picked up pineapple, or Polly the princess, or I don't know. Peter Piper picked up peck of pickled peppers. Was that it? I can't remember. All good tongue twisters this way. I discovered recently that toy boat is quite a hard tongue twister. Toy boat. See? Hard. Nothing to do with peppers or picking or anything really, is it? Oh well, you try it. Aha! We have nice golden brown pine nuts. See? Golden brown. I'm just going to leave there and cool those down a little bit. If I was some kind of, you know, celebrity chef, I'd be telling you to let them cool completely. Life is short, I'm lazy, I'm hungry, and I want my dinner. I will not wait for that to cool completely. Let me tell you that much. Basil. See also Basil Fawlty from Fawlty Towers. Do not mention the war. I know nothing about a horse. That kind of thing. I should really stop talking so much nonsense, shouldn't I? Oh well. Oh well. So we have our basil. 3 stray bits of leaf. And we have our pine nuts. We'll put that back over there. Then we have our, this is definitely the basil, isn't it? And we just kind of bash it all together to make a nice paste. So after a bit of a bash, maybe whenever it looks a little bit like this, you add some oil. Now I do use extra virgin olive oil for this because I think it makes it taste nicer. You're like having pasta with a really simple sauce for your dinner. Might as well use the good stuff. And probably in total, I add around 100 millilitres of good quality extra virgin olive oil. You can use a little bit less if you want a thicker sauce, if you want pesto that you can like spread on toast, if you want whatever. It's up to you, but I like quite a sort of running pesto that sort of like clings to the pasta, so I probably end up using about 100 millilitres. Now this sort of lazy girl method, where I don't like wait for the pine nuts to cool and all of that, means that my pesto isn't pure green. But if you'd seen the pesto at the time I did it in the food processor and I ended up with green slime, you would probably see that as a good thing, you know? Get a little spoon, give it a little taste for seasoning. Oh, delicious. So delicious. Mamma mia! You get your cooked pasta. You put it in a pretty serving bowl. Obviously, have I ever put anything in anything less than pretty? You get your pesto, which by now looks like this. You get some pretty tongs, and you use one of them to get your pesto onto your pasta. Like so. Then you toss, 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 toss. Lovely. And there you have it. Pasta with your own homemade pesto. It's that simple, that easy. For more, you know the drill. www.littlepinkkitchen.co.uk. Bye. No. Ciao.